John, so the man I spoke with today wished to remain anonymous for this interview, but he did want to share his story. Now, he's been through a lot. He was a federal probationary employee for 7 months, but then received that termination letter last month just as he was recovering from surgery after being diagnosed with cancer.
The day after I returned from the hospital, I received my official notice of termination on February 20th.
This is part of the termination letter this former federal probationary employee with the IRS received after working in that position for 7 months.
It was quite a blow when I received that notice of termination. To be told that our positions were being terminated based on performance was a real slap in the face.
That letter followed him receiving an email at the end of January requesting his resignation, with the deadline to decide being on February 6th, 1 day after surgery for his cancer that had returned.
I chose not to accept that offer. One, being concerned about my health, and two, just not certain of whether or not the offer was valid.
But then on February 20th, he learned he was terminated.
It really struck deep in that I took this position with a great deal of pride. I also was told and believed that my position with the federal government was going to be secure and offer financial stability and long-term security, and something that I could eventually retire with.
He's not the only one. The Trump administration has cut thousands of federal workers from a range of departments across the board to intentionally reduce the federal workforce, including from the IRS, the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Education Department, and more.
When we cut, we want to cut, but we want to cut the people that aren't working or not doing a good job. We're keeping the best people.
However, federal judges have ordered the thousands fired to be temporarily reinstated, but this former employee says he still doesn't know where his position stands, and he wants to protect his chances.
There is a real fear of reprisal, and I do not wish to put my face or name out there and jeopardize my reinstatement.
He says he believes there was a better way to streamline the federal government, and now he's left to pick up the pieces.
To put this amount of stress and uncertainty on people's lives who have devoted themselves to trying to improve this nation is just a complete disregard for what makes this country great.
This man also has a son with significant health issues, and with him being the primary provider, he's also had to deal with finding new insurance and filing for unemployment while trying to find a new position if he's not reinstated. As for some better news, he also says the surgery was successful, and most importantly, he is now cancer-free again. John?
All right, at least some good news there. Our Celine Stevens tonight. Thank you, Celine.